Hey guys, welcome back to Lumbridge Lounge. I'm Carter, and today we have a special episode. The Baron 72 couldn't make it here with us, and today we are blessed to be in the same room, well, not really the same room, but the same voice chat as DjScrew. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm great, man. It's really cool to actually have a member of Lumbridge Lounge as a guest. The Baron couldn't make it today. He has some things going on right now, and it's been a long time since we've given out a podcast episode for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are asking for it, and we don't want to hold you guys on any longer, and we have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot that's been going on in the past 3 weeks, and we have some things we want to talk about in the future of what we want this podcast and what this channel is. So there's definitely a lot to talk about, and I'm so glad you're here with us, DjScrew. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, just about your account, maybe how you found Lumbridge Lounge in the first place?
Yeah, man. So, I came back to the game about 6 months ago. I was just, a little med-level account, like maybe base 75s, and I found Son of a Bith actually on YouTube, and he was sending a fire cape attempt, and I hadn't gotten mine yet either, so I was intrigued, and we kind of bonded over that. And one day we were doing bandos, and we decided to get me in the clan, and it's been a heck of a ride ever since.
Yeah. No, Son of a Bith is awesome. He's been in the clan. I think he was one of the original pioneers of the clan. Back in the day, we needed what was it? I think you need 5 members to actually form a clan. You can't just make one on your own. And so I think he was one of the founders of Lumbridge Lounge. And he's been in the clan since it started, like back in February. And yeah, I actually was watching his YouTube videos, and he was streaming a lot at the time. Not so much now anymore, but things can change. Son of a Bith, if you're listening, love to watch some more content of yours. But yeah, he was doing a round of bandos, and I saw the screenshot of what happened. He got 1 KC and got the tacits, and I just couldn't believe it, because at that time we were also trying to run bandos a lot and get some good drops. That was such a long time ago, but
it was a while ago.
I saw that he was with someone when he got that drop, and I didn't recognize the name, and it was you. It was back at the time when we were like trying to recruit everyone that we could see, and we are like, "Hey man, who's that? Why isn't he in the clan yet?" And I think immediately he was like, "Hey man, you should join this clan."
Yeah, it was.
There was probably
like
great. 20 people at the time.
It was great. That was a magical time. It's only getting more magical.
Right. We were just talking about that today. There's been a lot that's been going on, especially with your account in the clan. A lot of things that you've been experiencing in RuneScape.
Yeah, definitely.
And, one of the ones that I can think of is something that you, me, and the Baron and Kingflip were a big part of. That's when we got the Illusion Sigil drop at Corp. I don't even know when that was, like back in April or something.
I think it was like 4 months ago. I was actually listening to that episode of the podcast earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It was a good one.
We were like, man, we have to record it right now. So we just left you guys.
I remember that.
Let's record. Fun. We got to talk about it right now.
That's okay. It was awesome. I had some money to spend, so I was all right with it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And you were like pretty new to the clan too at that time. You're just like, hey, I'll do some corp. Like, oh, yeah, come join. Did we teach you how to do corp during that run, or did you run corp before that?
Dude, that was my first time ever. You guys showed me how to do
running
it.
corp.
Yeah, it was. I'm lucky it didn't spoil the game, because that can happen. But it kind of ignited the fire. It really lit the fire. Chasing it ever since.
The first thing we told you was to spend that money on a POH, and I'm sure you haven't regretted that decision.
No, I think 2 days later I had a max house, and it was wonderful. I'm pushing my wife to level her construction. I'm always checking mahogany plank prices. I'm like, look at them now. You could do it.
Yep. Have her do the Kingdom of Miscellanea quests and just constantly get the mahogany logs. And you can take them if you have the magic level and plank make them for her and give her the planks.
Yeah, free XP for me.
Yep.
It's a good deal.
Well, awesome, man. Glad to have you with us today. We have 3 big things we want to talk about, and for you guys listening who are keeping up with the episodes now, you guys know that Tombs of Amascut has released, and that's a really big topic to talk about. It's a raid that we haven't had. I haven't had a new raid since 2018, back when I actually started playing Old School RuneScape again.
Yeah, I think 2018.
So it's a big deal, and it's something that they're really trying to get right and polish up and balance. And some of those balances were a little bit too much at the time. I think there's some drama that we'll have to talk about with that soon.
We'll definitely have to talk about that.
Yeah. But before that, let's talk about some account and life progresses. This is what me and the Baron do a lot, and it's nice to just look back. Like, I know you just said you listened to some past episodes of Lumbridge Lounge, and it's nice for me, because I'm in every episode, to see like where I was at during that episode. And it's kind of cool to see my growth of my account throughout the episodes. And so for you, it'll be cool for you to look back on this like a year from now and be like, man, I only had this total level or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. I can only imagine, man. It's going to be cool.
Yeah. So I'll start for my account and, live progress updates. It's been a couple weeks. It's been 3 weeks, and I have been doing a few things, not too many diverse things. I've been working on my rune crafting. After I got my mining level, I wanted to get rune crafting done. That way, the only hard level, or the only hard skill I have left before I max is agility, and I guess Slayer, but Slayer's more enjoyable than, rune crafting and mining and agility.
For sure.
But it's definitely going to take some time. But yeah, I'm actually almost 99 rune crafting since then.
It's amazing. Since
I started working on it. I think I was 95 after I was done with mining, and I'm at 98 right now. I have less than 600k XP left, and so I really hope, and I can almost guarantee that by the next episode I'll have 99 rune crafting. So that's incredible.
It's huge,
I hate
man.
to say that's incredible, my own achievement, but I think that this skill, getting 99, is going to be my most hyped skill yet. When I got my mining skill cape a couple weeks ago, I was just glad it was over. But right now, I'm enjoying rune crafting. I'll be kind of sad to be done with it, because it's actually been kind of chill. Because all I'm doing is the ZMI altar, and it's been really just relaxing. Yeah, but it's going to be awesome to wear that rune crafting cape everywhere, especially when I'm working on agility and just playing the game. It's a huge flex.
Absolutely,
to have the rune crafting cape.
Absolutely.
Oh man. But yeah. And then after that, I actually, I kind of thought about it the other day on the tractor. I was like, what am I going to do after this? I don't want to burn out and just do agility from 93 to 99. That's not going to happen.
No.
And so I looked at the skills I have left, and I'm actually going to do 1 level of agility and then max a skill, and then go back and do another level of agility and then max another skill, and just keep going back and forth until I'm 99 agility. And I think I'll have 1 more skill left after that. And I'm going to save fire making for my last skill, because it's just going to be chill and pretty quick, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, man.
And
that's
so
great.
I think it's going to be a good way to balance everything out, and I can see myself maxing pretty soon. If I keep it up with this pace, I'm pretty excited. I'll be total level 2222 after I get this level of rune crafting.
That's
2222. So I'm getting there. Other than that, my account, I've been doing a lot of Tombs of Amascut. Not as much as other people, but when I have the chance at night, when I have 2 hours, I'll do 2 or 3 runs of Tombs. And I think I'm at 30 normal runs and 12 entry runs, and no purple yet.
No purple yet. Oh man. It's been rough. Some people are we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Some people are going really dry, and it's sad to see. But I guess it's part of the game, right?
Yeah, it scares me when I see those Reddit posts of people that have 150 runs or whatever, no purples. And I just think what am I doing wrong? But it's nothing wrong. It's just you gotta get lucky. And Jagex hasn't updated they haven't told us what the drop rates are, and I don't think they will. They just did a questions and answers podcast, or not podcast, a Twitch stream. And one of the JMods, I forget who it was, he's like, I kind of like not telling you guys what the drop rates are for the purples. It makes it a little more mysterious. And people thought that was a really cringy answer, but I don't know if we'll get an actual drop rate.
I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I like not knowing. I like the mystery. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm on board with that.
Like, I don't mind it at all. Because it's not really going to change what I do. Like, let's say that's way more worth it to do 300 raids than 150. Like, obviously it is better to do that.
Yep.
But I'm just going to do what I can handle and slowly increase my skill at it. And overall, the drop rate will become better no matter what, as long as I increase. Yep. So it doesn't really matter what the drop rate is.
It doesn't matter at all. It's not going to change whether or not you get the drop. It's going to happen or it isn't.
Yep. You could be extremely dry or extremely lucky, and that you can't, like, knowing the drop rate's not going to change any of that. The only thing you can do to change it is to increase your invocations.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully get a better chance.
Here's hoping, man. I'd love to see you get the announcement in the clan chat. That's always fun.
Yeah, right. I want to get full Masori, whether I get other purples and sell them and get Masori myself, or, well, obviously, if I get a Masori piece with a group of people, I'm going to have to sell it and split it. But that's definitely one piece of armor that I want. More than, you know, the Inquisitor's outfit or the Torva, I want the Masori the most. So
it looks really cool.
Go for that. Yeah, it does. It does. They did a good job revising it after their first proposal of what it looks like, if you've seen that picture.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I didn't hate it, but it's much better now.
Yeah. Oh, it's much better for sure. Anyway, how's your account and life progress update? Because that's pretty much all I have to say. Just rune crafting and TOA. Other than that, I'm just working on the farm, doing apple harvest now. Getting to that time of the year.
Apples are fun. It must be nice to be able to. Can you just grab one and eat it when you want one? Yeah, the apple orchard that we're harvesting is our only orchard, and I actually live in that orchard. My house is inside of it, like the orchard surrounds our house pretty much. And so, like, in the mornings, I'll just walk to my pickup and grab an apple and eat it. Wow, that's awesome.
Pretty nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're big, man. They're so big. It's crazy. I'll have to post a picture of them on Discord.
Yeah, that's like cool.
Bigger than my two fists together. Like, wow. I don't know. They're huge.
That's insane. But yeah, on my account, I mean, you know, nothing as cool as 99 rune crafting coming up. But I did get 99 hit points yesterday.
Man, that's big though. The cape is really useful in a lot of places.
Oh, definitely. I definitely agree. I'm excited about it. I mean, it has a lot better perk to it than the cooking cape, which is the only other skill cape I have.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. I'm kind of trying to push towards max combat. I finally got the confidence to start bossing. TOA was a huge help. I really liked the way that you could, start it slow and then pick up from there. So that gave me a lot of confidence. So I'm trying to work towards max combat. I just sold a lot of my gear to do the old Bofa rebuild. It works really well in the raid. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's a nice middle ground for a lot of the rooms, and I don't have to switch so much, and I like it on Baba. So,
that's nice.
I did that, and I just been trying to do a run or two of TOA every day, and besides that, nothing much.
Yeah. Get the daily run in of TOA. Feels good to just get one or two runs in, knowing that you're getting your KC up, getting a little bit better every time.
Absolutely, man. Just trying to make the numbers go up.
Yeah, for sure. It's good times.
Absolutely.
It's so like satisfying to not only see like your skill levels going up, like getting the 99 HP, but also getting your PVM skills up, because PVM doesn't just involve like max combat or best in slot gear. It's a lot of it is just mechanics and getting good at prayer switching and moving around, pathing, and Tombs of Amascut really helps you with like all of those things.
Absolutely. I mean, it's
like
really
the perfect
does.
Training ground. Yeah.
It's a great piece of content.
Yeah. One thing that I thought of about Tombs of Amascut just now is like the next raid that they come out with. I feel like a lot of people are gonna get really mad that there's no like invocation system like Tombs of Amascut. I feel like a lot of people will just really get used to that and expect it to be in the next raid. And for some reason, I feel like they're not gonna do that with the future raids that they come out with. I feel like it's just gonna strictly be this raid only where it has that feature. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll do that with every other raid that they come out with. But yeah, it's so much different than Theater of Blood.
It's so much different.
Or,
I don't even have fun in Theater of Blood. I'm not gonna lie. It's it's not my favorite piece of content, but yeah, Tombs is great. I mean, I've brought a couple people in the guild. I mean, in the clan that were a little lower, haven't done so much PVM, and they got through it just fine. We had a good time, and it's great for that. It's really good.
Oh yeah, it's almost like the easiest PVM you could teach someone that has like an actual level of mechanics. Like you can take brand new players to go and do like King Black Dragon, but it's just like, okay, click on the dragon and run up right next to it and pray melee and eat when your health is low. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like with Tombs of Amascut, you can be like, okay, we're gonna teach you this mechanic called prayer switching, where you need to switch your prayers back and forth to survive. You know, it's really fun. And I think it's really going to bring a lot of people into the game, because a lot of people would want to bring their friends into the game and like show them like this awesome piece of content that they will actually be able to do.
No, definitely. I mean, I have a couple friends from my World of Warcraft group watched me do the raid on Discord because they were really interested.
Oh, cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's really a great thing.
Yeah, and it's gotten a lot of love from the community ever since its launch. The raid itself, not like some changes that have been made since. Not a lot of those changes have been appreciated by the community. But the raid itself, like everything that the raid represents and what it is, has been like just widely loved. Like a lot of people on Reddit have been saying that this is like the best update content that Jagex has released for old school RuneScape ever. And like I can totally see that being a valid statement for sure.
I agree. I didn't think they'd be able to top Guardians of the Rift, not in 2022 at least. And here they go. You know, what's the future hold? I'm excited.
It's a big year. Last year there was a very big lack of content. I don't know if you were playing back in 2021, but every update was just like nothing. It was just bug fixes and plans for the like upcoming league and dead man mode and just things like that. Nothing really groundbreaking or anything. And then what they started to mention, because a lot of people are getting really frustrated with that, is they're like, we have a lot of new members, a lot of new JMods, a lot of like veteran JMods are leaving or gone, and we have to do a lot of training and get them to know how to use the engine, especially the C++ engine that they're moving RuneScape to, that they've already done, with the new Steam client that they were doing. Like there was a lot of behind the scenes work that they were doing. And now you can really see like a lot of the work that they were doing last year and just getting all this content out. That's just been really amazing. Like what you said, Guardians of the Rift, and just all kinds of different things that have been put out in the game in the past like 6 months to a year. It's been incredible. It
has been incredible. It's really nice to see, when you go a year without updates in most any game, you finally get the update and it's subpar, and it's really nice to see that time paying off and really benefiting the game.
Right. And it's hard to like trust a game like old school RuneScape because there's so many flaws with this game.
Absolutely.
Like just the actual game itself and some of the pieces of content and how some things work and like the UI and things like that and the servers. It's a touchy game. The community is pretty sensitive with a lot of different things that the game has. And so to be able to get such a great response for this raid it's such a big success for Jagex, because people can find something to complain about in anything. And I feel like the only thing that people have been complaining about with this raid is just the balances that they've done, and it created a lot of drama. But like, of course, we're all used to Jagex making a change a week later or doing some sort of statement, and then the community doesn't like it. And the thing that we have to appreciate as a community is that they listen and they actually understand what we're trying to say or what our feelings are, and they change some things, or they meet a compromise and make it so that it actually works.
Yeah,
because
definitely, I agree.
There's some changes that they needed to make to Tombs of Amascut, and
yeah,
even though it's hard, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. We all love Tombs of Amascut. Something's needed to be done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just part of it. It's trial and error. How are they going to know how a piece of content's going to work? Sure, they do internal testing, but that's a lot different than releasing it to the masses and letting it go. And like you said, it's really great that they care. I said I play World of Warcraft as well. Blizzard does not care.
Right.
They don't care at all, and it's really nice. It's really nice. Like the changes were necessary. I agree.
I just love seeing the JMods comment on like Reddit posts and different threads on Reddit, and it just shows that they're out there and they care, because they love the game as well. They're not in it just for the money. Of course that's their job and their career, but you can see that they are actually passionate about this game and the longevity of it, and I think that's a really, really good thing that we all need to really appreciate.
Absolutely.
And,
can't take that for granted at all.
Yeah. I believe it was you that introduced me to Behemoth on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've been watching maybe the past week every day. So there's this channel called Behemoth that posts like highlights every day of RuneScape, and it's been really entertaining. And so I've been loving that. And there's one clip that they showed on one video. I don't know what episode it was, but there's a clip of a guy streaming Tombs of Amascut, and he was just standing on one tile at the very last phase of the final boss and just tanking all of the hits from the Warden and just T-bowing him. And every time his health got low, he just drank an ambrosia.
Yeah.
Which, for those of you who don't know what an ambrosia is, it literally puts your health like, I don't know, 20% higher than your max HP, and your prayer goes all the way up there too.
Yeah.
And you can get like 6 sips of that ambrosia in the raid if you want to. And back before the balances were made, there's that clip of that guy just standing on that tile, attacking the final boss, and just standing there and just sipping an ambrosia and getting his health all the way back up like 5 times, and was able to kill the boss just standing there. And that clip alone just proves that things needed to be changed, and there's nothing that you could say to convince anyone otherwise that something needed to be done.
Yeah, I mean, it's and before they changed it, that's exactly what I would do. I wouldn't even change prayers. I'm not gonna lie, it was not necessary.
You're right.
So I would do the same thing.
They've reached a really good spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They've
reached a good spot now. I know I did one raid today after they made another set of changes. They made the ambrosias back to 2 doses per potion, which is what it was at the beginning. But they did nerf a lot of the invocations so that you have to add a lot more to make the raid more difficult, which will give you a better chance at unique rewards. And so I think that does add a good balance, that you do get those amount of ambrosias back, but you do have to up the difficulty to be able to get higher up in the raid.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think it's some good changes.
I did one today as well after they changed it, and I did have to turn on a few more to keep it up over 150. And I noticed I looked away it was definitely harder. I looked away for a second. I actually had to drink an ambrosia dose not on the Wardens, so it definitely was harder.
So I did a 200 invocation raid the night before, and when I got on today, it was only 180. So you gotta add like 2 or 3 or 4 more invocations if you want to go back up to 200.
Yep.
And speaking of which, they actually added the ornament kits to TOA as well, so you can get your assembler into like the black and gold color, and the Osmumten's Fang can be changed as well. And there's one more. What was it? It was no, it wasn't the shadow. There was another set of ornament kits that you could get, and even the pet can be transmogged now too, which is really cool. And the way that they did it is really cool.
Definitely, I agree.
But it's interesting, and it's gonna make it a lot harder to get those ornament kits with the nerfs of the invocations, because you have to get a 350 invocation raid with no deaths to get that assembler kit.
Yeah.
And then it just goes up from there. Like, I think the Osmumten's Fang is like 500 invocation.
I think the other one was the Missouri. I think
that's right.
We have one for that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And the cool thing that they did with the transmog for the pet is you have to have, I didn't read it quite clearly, but I think you have to have a certain raid level, like 350 or something. Mm-hmm. But you also have to have all of the invocations on for that boss. So if you want the Zebek transmog for your pet, you have to have all the invocations on for him specifically. And then you can get his transmog. And you can only get one pet transmog per raid. So the next time you go, you want the Kefri transmog, you got to turn on all the Kefri invocations.
Oh, I like that.
So I think that's pretty interesting. It's not just a RNG based drop like the other raids. Like if you want to transmog your Alm pet at Chambers of Zarek, you have to do a challenge mode, and you have to be lucky to get the whatever it's called, the dust.
The dust, yep. No, I agree. That's definitely a cool way that they went about it. I mean, I think that with setting it locked behind a certain raid level, I mean, kind of gave at least the loud portion of the community what they asked for it to not be RNG. So, you know, it's there. It's ready for the taking. You just got to go for it.
For sure. I mean, there's the people on Reddit. I browse the 2007 Scape subreddit a lot. And so
same.
I get to see a lot of complaints from people. And one of the biggest complaints about that is people are saying like, oh, only people in best in slot gear and max combat are going to be able to get these ornament kits. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's not like it does anything. It's definitely a flex, and it's got to take some skill and some time to achieve. I mean, you can raid like a combat level 80 solo normal raid, and you could get a Temekin's Shadow.
Yeah, you can.
But you shouldn't be given the ornament kit for it unless you work hard for it and achieve that really difficult raid. You know what I mean? So I feel like everything shouldn't just be given to you on a silver platter, no matter where you are on your account. I think it should be worked hard for, whether it's grinded for in RNG, like for certain drops like in Cox. But for this one, for example, you gotta up the difficulty and not die, and I think that's pretty interesting that they made that change, and I'm all for it.
No, I think that's a good change as well, because I mean, you know, you get the luck and you get the skill, and I think it's a balanced way to go about it. I really like that idea, especially the different item to transmog the pet to each different boss. I really like that, because I always thought it was kind of cheesy that the dust could just do all of them. Do all of them and then you're done. Yeah. Yep. I agree. I think it really increases the lifespan of this raid, because, I mean, people are still doing Chambers of Zarek, and that came out in 2017. People are still doing it. And so this raid is still going to be updated and balanced and added to throughout the years, but I can see people doing this one way more. I mean, obviously people are still going to want the Tebow no matter what, but just for the enjoyment and the challenge of this raid, it's going to be out, and it's going to be filled with people for years and years to come. I agree.
I can't even imagine what the combat achievements are going to be if just getting a transmog is that difficult. You know, getting a 500 raid done for the Osmumten's Fang. Imagine what the combat achievements are going to be. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, and that's kind of, you know, going back to the pet thing, it's kind of like that. I mean, it takes skill to get combat achievements, so it's just kind of another thing to flex. Like you said, it's a flex item. This is RuneScape after all, and flex is your drip is the most important. So
exactly. I was just talking about my upcoming runecrafting cape. It's all about the flex, man.
It's all about the flex. I absolutely agree. I mean, that's why we all have best in slot armor, isn't it? I mean, that's why I bought it in the first place. It's
literally the reason why I'm maxing my account, just to tell myself, like, I did this, and then I can wear the max cape everywhere I go.
I'm excited for it. I love that cape. I love seeing them. Are you going to do the Max Infernal?
Yeah, I mean, I have the Infernal cape, so I mean, I'll use the Max Infernal when I'm doing combat, but not everywhere I go. I just like the red Max cape a lot.
I mean, they're all cool. Let's be honest.
Right. Honestly, I'm probably gonna use the assembler, like that gold assembler that they just came out with. I'm probably gonna use that a lot.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Because I have my black graceful, and I think the black graceful with the gold cape would be pretty sweet.
Oh, definitely. Man, I'm just gonna go max my account real quick, real fast. Be back in 5.
It's a really interesting thing to set your mind to, because when you get the achievement cape and you get all the achievement diaries done, the next thing to really go for is either a bunch of PVM or maxing. And I chose the maxing route, and it's been really fun just getting closer and closer. Me and the Baron actually made an episode. I think it's called like Max Capes Are for Losers or something. Yeah. And like, obviously the Max Cape is not worth the grind just for the perks of the cape, and that's not the reason why you should max, but it's all about the journey, you know what I mean? It's all about getting 99 in every skill and telling yourself that you set your mind to do this and you're going to do it, and you did it.
Absolutely. I think it's a great accomplishment. I mean, that's what we play for, is, you know, to achieve things. And, you know, I always joke, I like the number to go up, but I mean, that's kind of what it's all about. I think that we all like that. I was just going to
say that. I was going to say, click my mouse, number go up. Yeah. Feels good.
Absolutely. Get my daily dopamine in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just glad that the community is kind of shifting towards main accounts again, because for the longest time it was everybody had to play an Iron Man account. Everybody had to play hardcore Iron Man. And like mains were dumb. And now it seems like now that Bodhi, you know Bodhi
of course.
On Twitch. Yeah. Now that he's kind of just sticking with a main account and getting all the collection logs completed, seems like a lot of people are going back to their mains, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool. I mean, the bingo kind of put my Iron Man on the back burner, and then I just got like really excited for PVM. You know, like I said, Tombs of Amascut got me pushed in that direction, and it's definitely been on the back burner. I bonded it the second day of the bingo. I'd never logged onto it again. Yeah. The bond just got wasted. But
right.
But no, it's definitely
it's hard.
Cool.
I've never tried playing 2 accounts at the same time. I don't know how I could do it. I just have so much investment in this account. The only thing I could see myself doing possibly is to play an Iron Man after I max, but that might not even be the case. I might just keep going for collection logs and just PVMing and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone. It's you know what happened was you obviously helped me get my quest cape. You and Baron helped, carried me kicking and screaming through Tob. And
that was really fun, by the way.
It was really fun. That was a good time. It was something. But I
probably not fun for you.
No, it wasn't until afterwards. I mean, it was kind of the same way as completing tombs on like day one. It felt, it's like it was just really rewarding afterwards. And then I got to go get the quest cape, and I had been pushing for it for so long. I think that was like my 12th attempt at Tob.
Yeah.
And that's hard. Man. But once I finally got the quest cape, I was like, man, I miss doing quests. So I did all my achievement diaries I could do up to hard. And then I was like, I really want to quest again. So I made the iron so I could kind of drag out the process, because it takes longer to get everything. And it was really good. And then it gets really grindy. But I agree. It's definitely cool to see the main stuff. It's cool to have Bodhi back. It's been neat. It is cool seeing it go towards main accounts. I agree.
Yeah. It's definitely harder to quest on an Iron Man for sure. Because every quest that I did, I would just go to the Grand Exchange and buy everything I needed, and off I went.
Yeah, you pull up the video guide and press pause when he's on the items needed. Buy everything. No, definitely. It's a different. I was
never
beast.
given the opportunity to do the. Sorry, I was never given up the opportunity to do the Quest Helper plugin. I've never used it before.
I used it for like my last maybe 10 quests. I didn't know it was a thing for a while, And
oh, gotcha.
And then I found out it was a thing. I'm kind of like a stubborn person, so I was like, no, you know what? These videos have gotten me through. And then it got to a point where, okay, I kind of need this on the side, so I don't have to keep rewinding here. But
yeah,
I missed
poor Slayer music, man.
Yeah,
I know he just hates that plugin with all of his being.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he must. I still, still to this day, when something comes out, I try to do it, early, and he always gets the video out first day, so he still gets a little love in that regard.
Yep, he deserves all the love.
He absolutely does. Champion of the community.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's good times. I mean, there's just quests are great, and I did miss them too when I got my quest cape, but that actually goes into a little topic I'd like to bring up too. The quest speedrunning. Have you ever looked into that much lately?
So I read the blog about it. It looks pretty. It's not. I wouldn't say it's my forte, but it's cool. I like to see different ways to play the game. I mean, all that's going to do is extend the game's longevity, and I saw the rewards. I don't know if you saw some of the rewards from the shop that they'll have for it.
I love the adventurer's outfit.
Did you see that they're
and the teleport animation? Did I see the what?
Did you see that they're... I'm sorry about that. Did you see that they're making it so that you can transmog your graceful with that adventurer's outfit?
Oh, I forgot about that. I did read that. That's really cool. And I really hope they let you transmog the quest cape as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I had read was that they were trying to make it to go with the quest cape to kind of match it, but it would be nice if you could get the perks on your graceful cape.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be something. It'd
be even cooler if you could dye the adventurer's outfit the same colors as the graceful as well.
Oh man,
just to kind of change things up too.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I know, it's all exciting all around. I mean, like we were talking about.
Lots of changes, lots of additions to the game. I personally won't spend a lot of time speedrunning. I think the only speedrunning I'm going to try is the really short quests. I'm not going to go out there and spend 30 to 40 minutes doing Dragon Slayer 2. But I'd love to try to get a good score on like Cook's Assistant. And a lot of people on Reddit, I'm bringing up Reddit again, but a lot of people on Reddit are requesting the JMods to add the tutorial island as a speedrun option.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's not a quest, but I think that would be a really fun like speedrun to try to get, is to go through the tutorial island very fast.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. It's funny that you say that you'd go for the short quest, because my first thoughts when I was reading the initial release quest, I said, I'm going to see how fast I can do Dragon Slayer. That was my first thought, so that's really funny.
Hey, there's something for everyone.
Absolutely.
People want to add Underground Pass and Rat Catchers to the quest speedrun list.
They can keep those.
Yeah, and what's it called? One Last Favor or something?
One Small Favor.
It's called. One Small Favor. Yeah, people are crazy, man.
They definitely are.
Yeah. Like, I think it'd be fun to just spend, like, I'm just going to spend 10 minutes doing this one. I don't know how the points are going to work. I'd like to get the Adventurer's outfit, and there is a poll right now to ask whether you want those pieces that you can get to be untradeable, which makes sense. You know, why would you flex something that you didn't earn? Something such as cosmetic as that. You know, like, of course, the League, I never did Leagues 3 very long, but I did buy the transmog or whatever you call it to the cannon. I have the Shattered Relics cannon.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Even though I didn't, like, do anything with the League itself. Those things are tradable, but I don't know. I don't mind either way if the rewards for the quest speedruns are tradable or not. I'm not going to be too sad if it's untradable. I probably won't go for it. I probably will only go for the Adventurer's outfit and not for anything else.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm on the same page.
Yeah. That'll be later, though. I won't stop what I'm doing just to go do that. It just gives me something else to work for, and gives something for everyone else to work for if the collection log, if it makes it into the collection log, because that's another question in the poll, because those collection log hunters are going to have to speedrun quests if they want to fill out those collection log spots.
Right.
So that'll be interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I was feeling about it. My only fear with it being tradable would be that it's probably something that can be botted, because I know there are already bot scripts out there that do quests.
Right.
So then if they're tradable, they'll be worth nothing, and then everybody has them. Yep.
Right. I don't think that's worth getting into, like getting that problem in the game.
No.
Just make it untradeable.
Right. If you want it, you go get it, and if you don't, I mean, you got to do the quest once anyways, so and I'm sure you'll be able to run the same one over and over and improve your time and get points that way if that's how you wanted to.
And of course, I'm sure you'll be able to use the Quest Helper plugin, and it's just going to be mindless. I just don't know if it's going to be a success or not. We'll see. Just people just brain dead clicking on where they need to go with the Quest Helper plugin to try to get a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely it's strange, but whatever gets people excited about the game, I'm all for it. If they want to try it, perfect.
Yeah.
They gave us the raid and Guardians. I mean, I think we're good probably for the rest of the year. This one can be a bad update if it turns out that way. That'll be okay.
Honestly, after like the Wilderness rework, I feel like they should just stop coming out with big pieces of content and just kind of fix things that need to be fixed. Whether it's coding, like behind the scenes stuff, or just content that's dead. Like PvP Arena already is dead.
What about Gnome Ball? I could use an update.
Make a Gnome Ball rework.
Yeah, move it to the PvP Arena. It's already like a stadium.
Yeah. Right. Man, there's so many things they could do to this game.
It really
is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I just love to see how much it grows every year.
No, it's cool. When I first started, because I made this account probably back in 2013, I didn't know that it was new. I was like, oh, you can play the old version of the game. Perfect.
Yeah.
But back then I was like, I don't know if this is gonna last, and I tried to log back in, I don't know, 5 years later, 6, 7 years later, and here I am. All my stuff was still in my bank. I couldn't believe it.
Man, I didn't know you were a 2013 account.
Yeah.
I wish I made one back then.
I had just thought of it out of the blue one day, and I spent probably like 3 months going aimless. When I got back, I had combat stats. I had nothing else. I think I had 5 or 6 skills at level 1, but a lot were close to 50, 60, but my combats were in the 70s, and I thought I was cool. That's probably cool, back in 2013.
No, that's great. Like back then, it wasn't as competitive, I think, than it is now. Like I just remember back then in 2013, I don't remember who it was that was telling me, but they were telling me that there's old school servers now, and I never got into it, even though I was intrigued and I was going to try it. I never did, but I'm just glad I'm into it now. Absolutely.
I mean, it's so funny. Before I started playing again this past time, I thought I was growing out of games. Is the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
And nope, that wasn't it.
Yeah, dude. Like people that play this game or just RuneScape in general, you either play only RuneScape, that's all you play, or you play like this game and like one other game on the side. It seems like.
Yeah.
Like if you're past total level like 1800 or something, or 2000, I guess, this is your game. Like this is your main game. You don't play really anything else as passionately. And like this is just your hobby. It's not even like a game you play. It's more like a hobby now.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, even when I first got back into it a few months ago, I mean, you always spend a couple dollars on your hobby at the end of the week. That's kind of what you do. And I would buy, I'd buy, I'm not ashamed to admit it, I'd buy bonds. I'd buy myself 1 or 2 bonds just to get myself going. And I was like, I don't spend money on anything else. This is what I do, is play RuneScape.
Exactly.
So
yeah. It's definitely a hobby because it takes so much time.
It takes so much time
to get into it. It's not like, well, there's certain points where it's like, I'm going to get on and play like an hour, but there's a lot of
They're few and far
time
between.
that needs to go into it. Yeah. To get up to those points.
Yeah, and then it's almost like you got to you don't with the rune crafting now, but if I'm going to go do that, I got to pre-plan what that hour is going to be if I only have an hour. I got to think about it for a while.
Yep. A lot of theory crafting and just all kinds of things going on in your head. And that's what makes it so fun. Mm-hmm. It's just so sandboxy, and it allows you to kind of do what you want to do. Of course, there's like walls that prevent you from doing content, and you got to level up skills or do quests. But that's the beauty of it, is that you have a goal of like what you want to do, but you get to that point where you can't finish that goal, and it trails you off into doing something else that you've never even heard of or done yet. And it just introduces you to more content, and it allows you to explore more of this huge game. And it really does it well to kind of push you into doing a lot of things in this game. Like, you could sit there and motherload mine all the time.
Yeah, you could.
That's all you do. But for what? Like, for what reason?
Yeah, everything is it's all like you said, it's nice how it all meshes, and it's impressive. It's mind-boggling that we used to play this game in a browser.
Yeah. You used to click standard mode or HD mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you remember those two buttons?
I do. I remember the looking back at the PC specs. I mean, I can't remember them, but I have a rough estimate, and it's 1 gigahertz processor, and you're like, you're a kid. You're like, I hope I have the good one. You click it.
I hope that works.
Yeah. No, it's.
I remember clicking on HD and like really squinting my eyes and looking at my screen to try to see what the difference was between the two. And I could never tell.
Yeah, the one just bogged you down a little bit more. It didn't look any different.
Yeah. One blade of grass is missing from the ground. It's probably like low detail mode on RuneLite.
Right.
You just don't realize it.
Yeah, you have no idea. It's just, I agree.
Oh, man. It's good. It's good. Well, let's talk a little bit about bingo. That's one thing that has happened between the last episode and now. It was a really big success, and that's the biggest thing I have to say about that. It was such a big success. So many people participated. So many people had a blast, and a lot of people were introduced to new pieces of content. Pets were made. Pets were, what do you call it? Gained, yeah. You want to talk a little bit about bingo as a teammate, as a player, as a member, as a participant? How was bingo, man?
It was great. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was, compared to the last one, I mean, this one really knocked it out of the park. The last one was fun, but it was short. This one, man.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I was racking my brain for like the whole thing. Like, okay, making, like we were talking, theory craft. What are we going to do? It was great to see everybody in the chats. Like, I could only see my team, Team Easy Escape for the win. But just seeing the team chat and the way everybody's kind of planning everything out. And like you said, people trying new content. I was teaching people how to do Dagonoth Kings and stuff like that. And it was just, we did some KBD trips with people that haven't done stuff like that. And I know every team was going through the same thing. And it was really fun. I mean, I still keep in contact with everybody that was on the team. I have them all added.
Yeah.
They all PM me. I PM them. I mean, it was a great success. It really opened up. We all got to know each other. And it was really cool for that. I mean, it was great. And it was big gains. Big gains.
Yeah. It really brought the clan together. I was in a clan before we made this one, and it's kind of it's discouraging to get online and you don't recognize anybody in the clan that you're in. It's like, I don't really feel like I'm part of this clan. And I think bingo is one of the biggest events you can do to kind of bring people together, to make new friends, and just even people that aren't on your team, you still bond with, because you can talk to them and be like, all right, what have you been working on? Like, what are you doing? And I kind of did this on purpose. I would make the team voice chats open to everyone, which allowed everybody to kind of jump around to different voice chats on different teams and kind of talk to them. And I don't know, like, I don't know, like kind of have someone be like, hey, like I'm gonna come. Like, okay, so sorry, I'm mumbling, but I'm rambling. But Jukeless, he's a member in the clan who's leading his own team as a captain. He and I were both trying to go for the Chaos Elemental pet.
Yep.
And I got mine at 105 KC, and he didn't get his at all. And I think he got up to like 600 kills. And I would just tease him all about it all the time during that week.
Yeah, that was
and
fun.
I would even try to go up and crash him. I'd try to kill him in a PvP, and I never got him. He's too quick, and I suck at PvP. But it was just fun to try to just mess with him, and it was a good time. And even though you're not on the same team as a lot of other participants, I think it brought everybody together that was participating.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's hard to get frustrated even when somebody finishes a tile that you're working on. How can you get frustrated? They just made a huge gain, and it's exciting regardless. I mean, it really, like you said, I think it's one of the biggest things you can do, and I think that it really brought the clan together. I mean, like you said, I recognize everybody when I log in pretty much, and that's a really good feeling.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, definitely, when you get on and it feels like an actual community of friends, just all online. And it's always great to add another member into the clan. So if you guys are listening on Spotify or YouTube, whatever, and you're not in a clan, or you're currently in one that you're not feeling comfortable with, definitely consider joining our clan. I'll just shout that out right now. It's called Lumbridge Lounge. There's a space in between, Lumbridge Lounge. We're always here, always online. There's never a time where it's like nobody's online, except for like the really late hours. There's only like, I don't know, 5 to 10 people on, just because a lot of the members are in the US, I would say, or like Canada. And, but yeah, I feel like we're all super friendly. There's not one person I've met in the clan that's like a total douchebag.
No, definitely. I agree. It's really, it's special in that way. It does feel like a big group of friends. Everybody's always active in the chat. Everybody's always congratulating each other for their little pop-ups, whether it might be a new total level, it might be, you just hit 80 strength. I mean, even, I saw somebody earlier got 50 cooking, and, 50, that's not very far in. I think there was about 6 or 7 grats in the chat, and
that's awesome.
It's definitely it's a feel-good thing. It's fun, and I was nervous to join because I'm kind of like a solo kind of guy. That's all changed now. I mean, you just got to have a group of people you're comfortable with, and this is definitely the place.
Yeah, even if it's just 3 to 4 friends that you have in the clan, if you don't know anyone else, it's just great to have someone to talk to or play with, and encourage each other. Like you said, if you see someone that got a level or a quest done, it feels good to get congratulated for it, just because you feel good, you accomplished something that you've been working on, and people appreciate it. I've gotten a few like DMs from people in the clan that actually tell me how much they appreciate the GZs they get from the members of the clan, that they feel so happy, and like they feel like they're, I don't know, accepted in a way, like they get that kind of encouragement and feedback that they like, and it just makes them feel good, and it really does. I don't really mind too much when I get like another level and people congratulate me for it. I'm like, whatever. But if you like that kind of stuff, we're just a really friendly clan, and there's always someone that is willing to help you and always willing to give you advice, and like don't be afraid to ask questions either. It's just such a awesome community.
It is. I mean, it is. I agree. It's really special. Everybody's so kind. Yeah. Everybody's so helpful.
Right. It surprises me because so many people that join are like, I'll probably consider leaving my clan to join here, just because like the clan I'm currently in are just so toxic, and like if I do one thing wrong in PVM, in a group PVM, they just are so toxic to me, and they're so mean. Like, yeah, you should definitely join us, because there's none of that here.
That's the funny thing.
We're all just adults playing a game.
Exactly. We're all adults here. But that is the funny thing that you say that, because I've noticed people being a guest and then it doesn't take but an hour before they've officially joined the clan.
That's true.
About every time.
That's funny. That you mentioned that.
It's just a great environment, and I think that it's really easy to pick up on the vibe that it's just a great place to, even if you skill, it's a great place to skill. I mean, even skilling in the clan hall, you might run into a couple people. You sit there, have a slightly AFK conversation, and you know, it's great. It's definitely great.
The Discord is great too. It's filled with a lot of people just posting pictures of what they're doing in real life, or just asking questions, people that want to team up and do some content together. Lots of events going on, giveaways, all that kind of stuff. It's a good time. Yeah,
the Discord's great. I'm always checking it at work.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Gotta keep up to date.
I have every notification on, so I get a lot of notifications on my phone, just because I want to be available if someone needs something or if there's something going on. But it's great. And it seems like we get like 1 or 2 people a day that join it, which is always great.
Yeah, the growth of everything in general has just been explosive, I feel like. And it's kind of just been on an upward the whole time. It's really, it's cool. I'm glad I got in.
I'm really happy with the growth.
I feel OG.
Yeah, that makes it easy to kind of know everyone too.
Yeah, absolutely. I see a new face and I'm like, all right, that person's new, and it's nice.
Yeah. And the ranks kind of help to see like who's been in the clan long. Like if they have the anchor, it means they're fairly new. They've been around for about a month or so. Mm-hmm. Then it just goes up from there.
Yeah, it's cool. I always get excited when my rank changes. I'll log in. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yeah. And hey, if someone's listening and they think they deserve a higher rank, like they've been in the clan long enough to get the next rank, check out this channel in the Discord called Clan Rank System and read all the ranks, and definitely PM a mod or one of us hosts, and we'll definitely consider changing your rank for you, because it's hard to keep up with over 100 people in their ranks, because the system of this game, how the clan works, it's horrible. It needs to be updated. And so if you feel like you need a higher rank, definitely let me know.
Definitely.
Cool. And I think that's a good segue into what I want to talk about next, with like the clan and the channel and the Discord and everything. I want to announce that we're starting season 2 of Lumbridge Lounge. And for the longest time, I don't really know what that meant, to start the next season of Lumbridge Lounge. For those of you who don't know, when I upload episodes of our podcast onto Anchor, that's the website we use to distribute, the episodes to Apple Podcast or to Spotify or wherever besides YouTube. You have to punch in like what season and what episode the episode is. And ever since the beginning, I've always put in season 1. And so always in the back of my mind, I always think like, okay, when are we going to go to season 2? What changes are we going to make for season 2 of Lumbridge Lounge? So today I want to announce, what those changes are in season 2 of Lumbridge Lounge. And so I don't want to make it seem like super hyped and like there's going to be amazing, huge changes into the channel, but I'll mention what we're going to do. And there are some big changes though, not too many. So starting with that, I'm sure you guys have noticed that we have a different logo. And that logo was first teased with the bingo board that we did like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you've noticed on that board. Did you see that we had a whole different like logo on there?
I did see the logo. I didn't know what it was foreshadowing, but I did see the logo.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, so that's our new logo. We so my Discord profile picture is designed by someone on what's it called, Fiverr or something. Mm-hmm. think it's called Fiverr.
Yep, Fiverr.
And I liked it so much that I asked the guy, like, hey, do you do logos? And he's like, not really, but I can try. So I gave him the picture of our previous logo, and me and the Baron, we talked about what we wanted in the new logo, and he designed it for us. And yeah, it's great. We like it. And it's the biggest thing that we want out of it is that it's unique to us, because I really loved the first logo a lot, but it was literally just a Google image search of the Lumbridge Lounge, of the RuneScape Gielinor map with just the RuneScape font in front of it. It was really simple. Mm-hmm. I liked it a lot, but it wasn't ours. It wasn't like our property. You know what I mean? And I really wanted to have something that was designed specifically for the podcast. And so that's why we did it. And that was one of our biggest, or that was like one of our first things we wanted to do with season 2 is to get a new logo. So that's one of the changes we're doing. Obviously, that's not a big change, but we do have plans to get merch, if that sounds like too early to say, but it's not like we're wanting to make money off of it. Like, we literally just want to sell like one t-shirt, one hoodie, and one hat or something, just for people who are interested in having some sort of cheap merch for them. And I don't know, I haven't looked into that much yet, but we'll definitely get some designs with that logo and even the previous logo. Maybe, I don't know if that would work out, but we're going to allow people who want to have a hat or a shirt or whatever that says Lumbridge Lounge on it to have access to getting something like that. And I think that'd be great. And I would definitely wear it around. I would try to make it subtle because I like to wear subtle things. I don't like to wear I would probably never wear a shirt in public that says like RuneScape on it or something. I don't know. I'm just weird like that, but I like to have little subtle things. So I'm probably going to make it look nice and cool.
You got to have one that's not subtle for, was it Escrosia? I think I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, I like not subtle awesome, as well.
Oh, you do?
I have a shirt, World of Warcraft shirt that says straight out of Orgrimmar on it, like straight out of Compton. I wear that thing everywhere.
Nice. I'll have to talk with the Discord and see what kind of designs people want, because I really, really want to have, like, I don't want to have like a huge wardrobe of merch to give out. Like, I don't want to sell like everything that you can think of as merch, but it'd be really cool to have like 3 to 5 things to be able to offer to people that want to buy a hat or something or a shirt. I think that'd be really fun.
I think that'd be super awesome.
People would really appreciate that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so that will probably be a later thing for season 2. It's definitely not starting right now, because by the next episode, it will be season 2. So this is the last episode of season 1, I would say. Another really big change to season 2 that we're going to add is a Patreon. And me specifically, I do not want you guys listening to feel like I need money or anything. Like, I'm not trying to quit my job as a farmer and make this my full-time job or anything. This is not what I'm asking for. But me and the Baron have noticed that you guys are awesome. Like, you guys are really supportive in everything we do. We had 16 boosts at this recording, or just like yesterday. I think one went away just because it was expired, but that's a lot of boosts from you guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's more than enough than we would ever need. Like, the benefits you get from Discord levels, it's really nothing. It's literally just, you can add an animated profile picture to your Discord, and you can send bigger files, like, and emojis and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's that. And you can stream in 1080.
It's great. Yeah, it's great. It's amazing, and we appreciate everybody who's boosted. But we figured that if people really want to support us in what we do, we would love to open a Patreon in season 2 and allow you guys to support us there, which would in turn allow us to get better editing software, better microphones, better Photoshop programs, things like that. Just things to make the podcast better for you guys. It would even help us to start getting merchandise out, like I mentioned. and anything that would help with making the podcast better for you. And I feel bad talking about opening a Patreon right now where we haven't even posted a podcast in 3 weeks. But moving on from there, before I officially move on past Patreon, is we definitely want to post more episodes a month, and especially with guests like you, DjScrew, we want to open up to people to be able to be on episodes, which would in turn allow more episodes to come out. And I'll say it right now, if you're a patron on our Patreon, you will not get additional episodes of Lumbridge Lounge. Everyone will be able to get access to every episode, so don't worry about that. Being a Patreon will allow you to, of course, support the channel and what we do, but there's going to be some perks as well. If you check out our Patreon page, it is patreon.com/Lumbridge Lounge. You'll find it there. I'll also post the link in the Discord on a channel somewhere for you guys to be able to access it there. But you'll be able to get, of course, a rank in game. You'll also get a rank in Discord. You'll be able to, of course, depending on the tier you'll get, you'll be able to join our live podcast audience, like as an audience member. And we're going to switch our podcast recording channel to a stage, which will allow you to join us and listen to us record this live. So like right now when me and DJ are recording, after this, people who are patrons will be able to join this same channel. Of course, they won't be able to talk, but they'll be able to just listen live, which is a pretty cool feature, I would say.
Definitely. If
any of you guys are interested in that, that will be available. Yeah. So that's one thing. What do you think of that? Do you think you just thought that might be interesting? I would say. I just don't know about the time zone. We're on the West Coast, but
yeah, I think people will make time for that. I mean, the podcast is so enjoyable, and I think to be able to be a part of it, I mean, especially right now, I'm honored. But just to even be able to be a part of it and listen to it recorded live, I mean, you get to see this, to hear the stuff that, you know, maybe doesn't make it into the final cut, and I think that's something cool. I mean, I think that's a really cool perk. I think it's a pretty creative idea. So, I mean, I think people will be interested in that.
Awesome. And Discord actually recently added a chat to voice channels. I haven't used it ever, but if you go to a voice channel on the top right, there's a little speech bubble. And within the audience, our patrons will be able to chat there. And if there's something we read there while we're recording, we'll definitely read it out loud and shout you out for your comments. I would definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, that's one thing we want to do from now on. Starting by the next episode, we'll be able to have that up and going. Not only that, but we want to give you guys the opportunity to be a guest on here, just like DjScrew is. It's something I've been thinking about, where if you are in a certain tier, you'll have to check out the Patreon site to see which tier it is. If you're in a certain tier, you'll be able to have the chance to be a guest with me or the Baron or whoever on an episode. And it could be both of us with you. It could be just one of us with you, just like this one. And that could be either a fill-in for when one of us are too busy, but we still want to put an episode out. Or if we want to have 3 people on an episode, which is totally doable, we'll have one of you guys and we'll invite you guys on and we'll make an episode. So if that's something you are interested in, check out patreon.com/Lumbridge Lounge.
Yeah, man, that's exciting.
Other than that, I don't know if I have much more to say about season 2, other than I'm excited and I think it's going to be really interesting. And I really want to prioritize getting episodes out more often, because I know you guys are always dying for more content. Every time I get on or on Discord or in game, I feel like people will say like, Carter, when's the next podcast episode coming out? And I know me and the Baron have been busy. That's just an excuse, but we both literally had a daughter. I had a little girl in August or in July, and he had one in June. So we're starting to settle in, and he's getting his job as a high school teacher. They just started school. And so from now on, I feel like we're going to have a lot more time to get episodes out for you guys, and especially opening up the opportunity for clan members who are patrons to, to become a guest on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear some of you guys in the clan on here. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
I think a lot of people would be interested in that and enjoy that, hearing what people have to say.
Yeah, because
like we said earlier, like we're all like one big family, just a bunch of friends, and we all pretty much know each other.
Yeah. And
we invite you guys who don't know all of us to get to know us, be social in the clan chat. We're always here to talk, have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I look forward to jumping on and seeing who's on. Like I said earlier, every day, just see who's on, see who you can joke around with, and just have a good time.
Yeah, it's always great.
It is.
For a couple of months, we had a ton of members having babies. So many pictures in the Discord of their wives in labor, like in the hospital room, and pictures of little babies is awesome.
Yeah, the quintessential
so nice
RuneScape picture.
Yeah,
in the hospital. That was
you got to take it.
Yeah, there was a lot. That's funny you say that.
It's great. It brings the clan together. It makes it personal. It makes it awesome. It makes it feel like we actually are like in a little club, a little clan of friends.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't always all have to be about RuneScape.
No, definitely. I think that having I think the channel's called the Real Life Pictures channel, and I think it's definitely cool. I mean, just to get a little glimpse, even with people living all over the world, it's kind of cool to see. Oh, what's the weather like there? Even stuff like that. What view do you have? Somebody posted a picture of the sunset the other day, and it's just crazy. It's crazy.
It's such a weird thought, but before I was ever affiliated with clans in RuneScape, I just always thought the people in this game were just like bots, not real people. Like, I know, of course, they're all real players, but you just don't ever think about the real lives that these people have, that they're just normal people,
Yeah, well, sometimes you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. People at Wintertot.
But having the real life pics just really makes the clan alive, and it really just brings it out to everyone. I always love seeing new pictures on the Real Life Pics channel.
Yeah, it breaks the third wall or whatever. It makes it real. It is.
It's my favorite part.
It's definitely cool. It's definitely cool.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure. And just getting more and more members in the Discord just adds more activity, and we're always around. I'm always available on Discord.
Right.
Unless I'm sleeping at night. But
well, now that I know you have your notifications on, I'm going to go to the general chat and just enter.
Well, the main reason why I added the roll channel to get rolls for specific pieces of content is because I used to at everyone in the Discord, and it would be like, are you sure you want to notify
that never feels good to click.
People?
Never feels good.
And then I'm like, I have to. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I was.
And I just imagine over 100 people's phones just going off.
Yeah, I was actually.
I'm sorry.
I was doing an event with my World of Warcraft guild, and I was adding everybody, and somebody actually private messaged one of the other guild leaders and said, "I left the Discord. I couldn't deal with the notifications." I was like, geez, that's harsh.
It's hard.
Yeah, so now when it says, are you sure? I'm like, no, I'm not sure. Every time.
That's why I definitely recommend if you're in the server to check out the Get Rolls channel and just click on those little emotes at the bottom, and it'll add a roll to your profile. So if I want to notify people who have, Tombs of Amascut on or whatever, it'll only notify those people.
Well, it worked out perfectly earlier.
Is nice.
With Volrath, I think, was looking for some advice on Kree, and then you tagged that, so I got because I have the notifications for that turned on. I got the notification, and then we started PMing on Discord, and
awesome.
He said, "Well, I'm gonna save it for tomorrow," but we got him all set up, and he's ready to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
That's
definitely
awesome.
works having those roles.
Yes. Instead of at everyone, it's just not going to work. People are going to everybody's going to turn off their notifications, and I won't be able to communicate with everyone or anyone at all.
Yeah. You got to save the at everyone's. That's like the panic button.
Yes, exactly. For sure. Well, that is season 2. I'm excited for it. If any of you guys have any questions about it, just let me know. Ask me in Discord or in game, whatever. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, check out patreon.com/Lumbridge Lounge. Whew. Well, should we move on to our final segment of the episode? Sometimes it's my favorite segment. It's the question of the episode.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's about time.
Sweet. For sure. Well, let's look into it. I'm going to open up the channel for the question of last time, like 3 weeks ago. So, last episode, I asked the question. I said, if you could add any new spell to any spell book, what would it be? And so, a number of you guys have answered that in many different fashions of answers, and all of them are really creative. So, let's just read all of them. Are you on that channel?
I am, yep.
Cool. I'll start off on the first one. So, if you could add any new spell book or any new spell to any spell book, what would it be? The first one is from My Computer, and he said, I would add some kind of multi-bind/freeze type spell to the standard spell book. I think it would be cool because then people who haven't done Desert Treasure have a chance to use a multi-bind/freeze and don't have to focus on quests if that isn't their prerogative. It's an interesting answer. I'm a guy who likes to have things locked behind quests, but I could see where that can come in from. Definitely. I'm just not a PvPer, so I don't really know what that wall feels like to not have Desert Treasure done to be able to do that. The only thing I do Ice Barrage on and stuff like that is TOA and Slayer Test.
Right, no, same. I mean, I think that'd be a cool spell. My only fear would be getting caught doing a hard clue or something in the wilderness and getting TB'd and then getting frozen, like with a barrage. Yeah.
Man,
that sounds like your worst possible nightmare right there.
Sounds really bad. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, I think that. I think that PvPers would not be very happy if that was the thing. But
I forgot about teleblock on the standard spellbook and adding a freeze to the standard.
That is the scariest purple circle in the game, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to read the next one from Purple Black?
Yes. So Purple Black said, I would add a sprint spell that increases your sprint speed for like 10 seconds. Would be good for questing, escaping PKers, and agility. And then he added a note that maybe the spell would be a little bit OP. I'd have to agree, but I like the concept of something to do with your run energy. I think that'd be a really nice spell, maybe with a long cooldown or something for questing.
Yeah.
But same thing. How would that affect PvP? It's strange.
I think it would affect a lot of things.
It would, but
it'd be interesting, but I think it would break the game, honestly.
I think so too. I think that his side comment was pretty accurate, but it's nice to dream for sure. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd make a lot of stuff a lot nicer. How many times do you grab a 1 dose of stamina to go off and do something?
Oh, yeah. Right. I was kind of thinking when I saw that instead of a spell to increase your speed, I was thinking of like a ring, like the Ring of Endurance, but you charge it with runes or something, kind of putting the spell aspect into it with the runes. Mm-hmm. And instead of it taking a stamina charge, it takes like a ton of runes, like, I don't know, to make it kind of expensive for item syncing. Mm-hmm. Like let's say it takes like 10k every like 10 minutes or something, and it just automatically keeps your run energy up without having to click anything. I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting.
That would be interesting.
But it wouldn't make you faster. It would just keep your run energy up. Because I think making your character faster in this game would just make a lot of things broken.
Yeah.
But then again, it's only for 10 seconds. It's not like for 2 minutes.
Right. Let's be honest. You're
something to think
You're
about.
only thinking of that because you're on the Runecraft grind.
Yeah. Like if 10 seconds, I could run to the ZMI altar within 10 seconds if I was faster. Like
right. How'd that work with your chasing?
It just depends on how much the cooldown is every time you cast the spell.
It would have to be long.
Like instant, or if it's like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, it would have to be long.
Yeah.
But
yeah, interesting answer. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, definitely.
The next one is Gangsta Life. He said, I'd want a spell that lasts maybe 30 seconds and can be recasted, which temporarily turns any monster undead for the Salve Amulet to be effective against it. A visual change to the monster would be cool as well, like rotting flesh and stuff. Then when it runs out, the wounds seal up, and with some cool animation, you would know when it ran out. That's really creative, man.
Seriously.
I've never thought of that.
No, that's, I mean, even, he went into detail, and the idea for just the spell itself, I think is even a great idea.
Yeah.
Salve Amulet.
I don't think it would break the game. Maybe on Slayer tasks it would, if you're doing like Slayer bossing, because you got the Slayer helmet and the salve going on.
Yeah, maybe make it not stack with anything at that point.
Yeah, just make it only that.
Yeah, the Salve Amulet is so underutilized. I mean, it's such a cool item. It's just, it doesn't work at so many places that you'd think that it would and stuff.
Yeah.
So that'd definitely be cool.
Yeah, it'd take a lot of coding to add animations to every single mob in the game.
Yeah, definitely. That'd have to be like one person's job. That's all they do.
All right, for the next year, you're going to add all these animations to every game.
Exactly. Imagine trying to
that's really cool.
In the weekly updates. Okay, now this mob it works on. Like,
now it works.
Yeah.
Yep. Then people will just complain, when are you going to add it to Sire? Or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. It would be fun to see the community's reaction, but I do think that it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
cool. What's the next one?
The next one is from Suck a Dick. And he, that one always gets me. It's funny, the names you can get away with on RuneScape. It's, sometimes they're jarring. I'll send you some screenshots I took later.
All right.
But he said a new spell on the Lunar Spellbook that would cause you to gain 100% accuracy and 5% damage for 15 seconds, but take 50% more damage for the same time on a 1-minute cooldown.
I think that's cool, but I think the cooldown needs to be a lot longer than 1 minute.
Yeah.
It needs to be like 5 minutes or something.
It needs to be...
And I think...
Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Oh, you're good. So, like, I think that it's really cool that you could do, like, a glass cannon sort of thing. But we already kind of have... Well, we don't have the aspect of taking more damage. I just don't know. People can find all kinds of ways to break the game.
Yeah, especially in RuneScape. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would have to at least be long enough to where you couldn't use it twice on any boss kill in the game. Would be...
Yeah.
Because, there's bosses that if you're mechanically skilled, you can take almost no damage. So, I mean, as long as I'd be on board, but as long as you couldn't use it twice in a boss kill. So 5-minute cooldown, maybe 10. Yeah. 10 for Olm and Wardens and stuff. Berserk.
Do you know how broken that would be for the Inferno?
Yeah.
People that don't take damage and just can blast that every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done the Inferno myself, but I'm pretty sure that's the whole premise, right? Is to not take any. So it's it'd be really strong there.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. But it would reward you if you're a good player. I just don't think the damage needs to be necessary. I could see it being like 100% accurate, like you never miss for 15 seconds, because 15 seconds isn't long, and just not missing would be clutch in situations like, let's say you're at the last moment of Zuck getting your Infernal Cape, and you just want to pop that spell so that you don't miss during those final moments, so you don't just choke and fail the round. It wouldn't make you any stronger. It would just make you a lot more accurate. So I could see that. And you would you would risk that taking 50% more damage. That's a lot.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
So I can honestly see that with just a few changes. I could totally see that. In the game.
Definitely, I agree.
I could almost see that as like a prayer option, and it just drains your prayer like super fast, like 10 points every few seconds, like just really fast.
I mean that might be even like where something like that could make it into the game, because I mean we already have piety and rigor and those are already so strong. So I mean that's not a far leap.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, drain 5 prayer points per tick or something. So you better make sure that you're on top of everything. And I think that's a good idea, actually.
People would just flick it and not use any prayer points, and then it would just be broken.
Exactly. Jagex, if you're listening, I'll take a job.
Cool. Do you want to read the next one because it's your answer?
Sure. So I actually was I noticed you clarified a new spell. I think that was because of my answer at first.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, because I wanted to add NPC contact to the normal spell book. But
oh, gotcha.
So I came up with a spell in the lunar spell book with like a once a day cooldown. Maybe it resets for me. I'm not sure the game time zone, but for me it's like 7 o'clock Eastern. It resets, right. And you can buy your battle staffs and stuff. So maybe it resets on that, but lets you bank from anywhere, just one time. And
that's cool. Like you like summon a little bank deposit box.
Yeah, they have.
Or no. You're saying you can get anything from your bank or just deposit
anything from your bank, but only one time per day.
That's cool. And maybe it would only last for like 30 seconds and then it disappears.
Right, and there would have to be certain places on the map that you can't use it. Like, you can't use it to extend your boss trip or anything. But, you're going to do your last farm run of the night. You forgot something. You're ready to go to bed. And you pop it up.
Yeah. Just once, right? That'd be cool. I don't see how that could be broken, especially if you make it so you can't access that you can't use that spell in certain areas.
Right.
Like in the middle of an Inferno run or something.
Yeah, it all comes down to Inferno, but like that is like the pinnacle. I guess so. It's or you can't open it during Tombs of Amascut. You can't do stuff like that. Yeah. But for
it'd be easy to block that from being accessible.
I think so.
And I don't see how that's broken. Like there's so many banks in the game.
So many.
And someone could just say, just go run to a bank, man. But like if you could just bring your own bank with you once per day for just one time, I don't see how that's broken at all. No. It's just a quality of life, because there's so many times where I'm like, I forgot this thing, I don't want to go back, but just pop that spell. You're like, all right, I'll use my spell today.
Yeah, or you're doing I was doing neck rails earlier, and I had to bank once during the task. Oh, so frustrated. I came back, my spot was gone. Somebody had jumped on the world, stuff like that. I think it would be perfect, but somebody would figure out a way for it to be super OP.
Yep. And then of course Jagex would patch it, and then people would complain.
Yeah, you can't make everybody happy.
Yep. Right. But for sure. Back before they added the automatic insurance for the pets, that would have been pretty cool if you were like in the wilderness and you get a pet and you could just open your bank and throw it in the bank and it's saved.
See, you're the people. You're the people that find the way to break it. Yeah, because when I got my Chaos
then again, I don't think you would even be able to open the bank in the wilderness anywhere, just strictly because it's a PvP area. Right. It's like that would just be broken.
That would have to be one of those zones that was cordoned off that you can't do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a really good answer. For me, I didn't quite think much about my answer, but I do have some sort of backbone of an answer, and maybe you can help me come up with more of what it would be. But I really like the Karis Partisan, how you can attach jewels to it to change it, whether it changes the special attack or the blue one where it like makes it more accurate outside of the raid. I think it would be really cool if you had some sort of weapon like the spear, but it could be anything, where depending on the spell book you have in your inventory at the time, it would change the whole thing about it. Like, one of the biggest things that I would like in old school RuneScape, but would be very broken if used or if added incorrectly, is like some sort of support role. Like, I always like the idea of having a support role in the game. In other games, I like to play support. I like to heal my teammates and buff them and help them out.
Absolutely, I 100% agree.
Right, and I haven't played World of Warcraft, and I'm sure that they have that role.
I only heal on World of Warcraft. I don't play any damage-doing characters at all. I only play healers.
That's cool. And I was thinking, if you have something like the Chaos Partisan, like let's say it's like a magic staff or something, and you can attach a different orb to it. One can be like a DPS orb. One can be a tank orb. And then the one that I would really like a yellow one or something to make it like a support role. And I think it'd be cool, like, as long as you have that in your inventory or equipped, kind of like the question or the answer that Suck a Dick gave, where you take 50% more damage. I think that'd be cool if you have that equipped and it's the support one, you would take 50% more damage or 30% more damage or whatever. So you're definitely more squishy having it. So it's definitely a risk. Obviously, you're not going to use that role if you're soloing stuff. You would definitely rely on other teammates. And somehow it would be balanced to where it wouldn't break the game. But I think it'd be really fun if, let's say I have the Lunar Spellbook and that staff turns into a support staff. I'm able to cast certain spells that would help my team, maybe heal them a little bit. It wouldn't heal them like an Ambrosia would, but it would somehow support them if we're doing like Bandos or something. And I want to support my team. But they got to protect me too, because I'm going to die a lot faster or a lot easier. I just think that'd be pretty interesting, pretty fun.
I think that would be really cool. I mean, that's one of the things about old school that, you take another MMO player and it's kind of, I tell my WoW friends, like, oh, you don't have healers in this game. You just eat food and drink potions. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it works. Like, you have prayers. They're like, what do you mean prayers? And I think adding, coming from somebody who loves playing also support roles, that would be great. That would be like my dream come true. But
I just don't want it to be broken. I would like it to not be the meta. Like, I don't want people to be like, hey, we're going to go to Bandos. Does anyone want to be our support? Because you have to have a support now, just because it's better. But I think it'd be a fun little addition to make that possible, but not make it like you have to have it to do anything from now on. You have to have your support guy with you.
What if they just implemented it into raids? Just raid content.
Right. Just make a raid that has a support. Like in Barbarian Assault, where you like select which role you take. Yep. That would be perfect. It would be. Just like that, but way more modernized.
Yeah, oh my gosh, healing on Barbarian Assault. I like Barbarian Assault. I do not like healing on Barbarian Assault. It's very stressful.
Yeah. And if you could just add like 9 cool support spells or abilities for your team, it would just be really cool.
I agree. That'd be really cool.
I don't know what they would be, but I think it would be really interesting. I think a lot of people would hate it, and a lot of people would also love it. It would probably divide the community, and it would probably make a lot of players quit playing RuneScape, but it's something that I think I would consider welcoming into the game.
Yeah, I think it'd be a cool change, but I definitely agree with you. The community is so stubborn, I think is the word. It's everybody's really stuck in their ways, and I kind of feel that way sometimes. I catch myself feeling like that, but if we stay playing the same game and there's no changes at all, it's gonna get stale.
Yep. Yep. That's why we need a new skill, I think. And I don't mind that it takes its time. I don't need a new skill right now, but I think I'm on board.
It's the last thing you need right now.
Some sort of new skill. Right. Give me a year so I can be maxed for a while.
Exactly. No, I agree. I think a new skill is cool. I mean, I've heard that, I've never played RS3, but I've heard that Gauntlet is like dungeoneering, and although
Yep.
I struggle in the gauntlet, it's just for me, it's the prep time. But I think that would be a really cool skill because I feel like the gauntlet, although frustrating, is pretty well designed. And
Yeah,
I think it's good.
I played Dungeoneering back in the day on RuneScape 3. It was some of my most memorable memories back then because I didn't really play RuneScape as like a hobby, like I mentioned earlier. I just played it like barely,
Right.
but it was fun to get together with friends from school and do like the easiest floor in Dungeoneering because we were like fifth graders.
Right.
But I think that'd be a really cool skill to add to the game. And there's two real quick things I want to say about that skill. If it were put in the game, there's two different people that said something about it. I forget who it was. It was probably someone on Reddit who said it would be cool if the different dungeons were spread around the game instead of like creating that island for Dungeoneering, where like levels 1 to 10 of Dungeoneering, you would go to the Lumbridge swamps and go down in that cave, like underground, and you would find the first floor, the first level of Dungeoneering there, and then the next one would be somewhere else. And then the last floor, like levels 90 or like let's say 99 Dungeoneering, you could go to, you would only be able to access the next raid. So it would be like a race to get 99 Dungeoneering to be able to even do the next raid. I don't know. That seems pretty extreme, but I think it'd be really fun to see the race like on Twitch of everybody trying to train their Dungeoneering so that they can even access the raid, which is already in the game,
Right.
but it's not even available to anyone yet because no one has the 99 Dungeoneering yet.
Man, that'd be
Yeah.
something. That'd be like a real tease.
Yeah, but then I said it kind of wrong. People are saying sailing should be a skill, but the sailing takes you to Dungeoneering levels. So Dungeoneering itself isn't the skill; it's the act that you do. But sailing to the different islands would be what you level up to get access to each dungeon. I don't know. It's all like sprawled out. It's not really thought out, but I think it'd be cool if you implemented both sailing and Dungeoneering into a skill. Just call it like exploring or something.
Playing. No, I think that'd be cool. I think that the next skill that they do has to be probably more in depth than most of the skills we have, because let's be honest, most of them are really easy. But I also think that you can't go too complex with it because then you're getting away from like what the game is.
Yeah.
It's so different. I can't imagine working on this game. It's just everything has to be so specific for it to succeed.
Yeah. Man, it's a lot of people who complain about this game don't realize how much work it takes to run a game like this.
Seriously, I think that a lot of people, on Reddit and other places on the internet, when they bash, a lot of people like to bash the devs like directly, and it's like, that's probably like heart wrenching as the dev, because obviously I don't think that any of the devs are just trying to put out mediocre content. But
like I said at the beginning, like I'm sure they're all super passionate in this game and just want the best for it, and then people on Twitter and Reddit just complain.
Yeah.
They have to deal with those people every day.
Tell you what, I don't think I'd even have a Reddit.
And I know they make mistakes sometimes, but they're not that big of mistakes, and a lot of the times it's not even their fault. It's the upper management that make the decisions.
Yep. No, I agree.
It's sad.
It is sad. It's probably a tough life. You got to be thick-skinned for something like that, I think.
Honestly, like so many of the JMods left last year. Like I wonder if a lot of it was just because they were just done dealing with these degenerate losers that just complain all the time.
Yeah. It's sad, but it's the game we love, and it's the game we love. It's something.
And we are a part of that community.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think it was a great episode, man. I want to thank you for joining me. It was needed to be done. I think everyone was pretty much owed an episode by now after Bingo and Tombs of Amascut and everything. I think we covered everything we needed to tonight.
I think so too.
Is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say thanks for the opportunity to hop on here, and I had a blast. First time doing something like this, and it was cool. It was easy, and I mean, I look forward to season 2, and I want to see you get that purple drop in the chat, or in person, whichever one.
Yes. Please share your story before we wrap things up about your purple.
I
experience.
almost forgot. Jeez, everybody would have been asking about it. I alluded to it earlier. I've been doing about 1 raid a day with Jukeless, and it's funny because it's to the point now where he'll log in and he'll ask in clan chat, "Oh, does anybody want to do TOA?" And then immediately, like same tick, like he has the message typed to me, he'll just say, "You ready?" So we did a normal mode. I actually died. I don't even remember how. It was misplay on my part, but we pulled a purple, and we did the old streamer zoom in, walk, and he was like 2 tiles ahead of me, and he started hollering, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And it was purple, and it was the Missouri body, and it was exciting. I mean, I said I was chasing that dopamine hit from getting the Ellie, and that was it. that was the same feeling, I said I started the bow rebuild. I didn't want to give it away, but that's done. Finished that.
Yeah, and you literally sold all your stuff like that.
Yeah, I only had, it was like 3 days probably.
Like just 3 days.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's a good split too, just duos. What was the raid level? Do you remember?
155, I think. I think it was 155. And he had just gotten one a few days beforehand, Missouri body as well. So he had a real good week that week. But
yeah, that's great, man. I'm excited to get my first purple.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I hope it's soon. I just need to grind it. I haven't really grinded it per se. I've probably only done like 1 or 2 runs a night. It's not too much.
That's all I do. My KC's lower than yours.
It'll come.
I just got super lucky.
Hey, shut
I
up.
know.
I'm just kidding. No, like I'm not complaining. Like it's just I've only done like 30 raids. Like some people go hundreds of KC, not hundreds, but people go for a lot of hours and don't see anything. So I'm not in any rush to see a purple. When it comes, it'll come.
Yeah, it'll come. I mean, it was exciting. This is the first time I've ever had a purple chest from any raid, and it was nice. Really it was something. I even asked Jukeless. I said, "Do you want to drag this out for a few minutes, or do you want me to just open it?" He said, "Open it." The animation's really cool. The way it comes up, and we could both see it at the same time, and that's so nice. It was really exciting.
They've really evolved from the chests at the end of each raid. Like Chambers' Eric gets like the worst tiny little chest, like right at the exit.
It's so pathetic.
Before you leave.
It's not even exciting.
You can even see what is in there if it's a purple in your chat box before you even open it. So it just like ruins the surprise.
Yeah.
And then the Theater of Blood, they kind of improved it where everyone gets their own chest. Except the purple outline is like super small. Like I don't think you can even see it. You got to add like a plugin or something to be able to really notice it. And then with Tombs of Amascut, of course, you got that amazing animation in the purple chest. Plus, you got a little spinning key on the personal chest that you get, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
And the room is awesome too. It's like this little treasury, like at the end of the pyramid.
Yeah, it's a cool place. It's a cool place to take a screenshot, and
yes,
it's a cool place to kind of step into after the wardens, and
yeah, it's such a big room compared to like the Chambers' Eric chest, which is literally at the end of the fight.
Yeah,
Theater of Blood is just like this tiny little treasury, which is cool, but it's pretty small. The room's kind of tiny.
I feel like Theater of Blood, I'd just run right out and forget to even go over to the chests.
Yeah, it's really small. But I really love what they did with Tombs of Amascut.
Definitely. Sure. Hats off to Jagex on that. I think it's probably the best MMO update that I've ever been a part of in any game.
Yeah. When I made my account, Theater of Blood just came out like a couple months later, and I didn't even know what it was. I thought it was a quest, like some big quest. I didn't even know what a raid was.
Right.
And so, like, looking back as I progressed throughout the years, I was like, oh, that's what it was. And that's what everyone was hyped about. And now I can try it for myself. And it was really cool to do Tombs of Amascut day one with everyone and just be a part of that history. And, like, we'll look back and be able to say, like, yeah, we did that the first week it came out. And here's what it is now. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. At day one, I watched a lot of content on Tombs, just kind of trying to figure out what to do when I got in there. And it was a blast. That was a really good time.
Yeah. I woke up at 3 a.m. that night because my daughter woke up and was crying. And I looked at my phone. It was like 3:30. And I remember seeing the tweet from Old Screw announcing that TOA just barely released. And it was like 15 minutes that it was posted, and I was just like, oh, it's here. It's awesome. I'm awesome. I'm so excited. This is awesome. And I remember like opening my Twitch app real quick just to see if people were streaming it. And, you know, of course, people were streaming it. I was like, oh, it's here. I'm so excited. But I didn't get to try it until that evening. So I had to wait for a while. But I did get an entry mode done on day one. So that's all I wanted, is to get at least one run on the first day.
I was honored to be a part of it. That was a good time. I mean, that's been a big thing. I've brought a couple people through that. I don't remember if I said that earlier, but it's people from our team from Bingo, showing them how to do the raid, and it's been a good time. Man. It's really great. I'm loving it.
Yep. Oh man, good times.
Definitely.
Well, let's wrap it up. Once again, if you guys like what you hear, like what you see in RuneScape, and you want a clan to be a part of, a community, please consider joining us at Lumbridge Lounge. Join our Discord. It's in the description below. Definitely check out the Patreon at patreon.com/Lumbridge Lounge. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.